Hi everybody, it's me again. This time I'm outside looking at the sun coming out. It's about 5:30, well, close to 5:30 anyway in the morning, and the sun is coming up just over the orange hill. And I was just thinking of the verses I read today. I talked about verse 1 and verse 2 about how we can trust God, and today I want to look at verse 3. Well, I talked about a good bit on verse 3 on how God would protect his faithful people. He like a shepherd, he will look after us, and if there's any foxes or any wolves that comes out, or in white coat and looking like nice looking sheep or a nice looking lamb, God knows. God would cut them down. And if there's any plants in your garden that looks really with lovely like dandelions, which might look like lovely flowers, and or nettles that really looks, that can actually make a lovely soup, but they are not really vegetables. They're kind of itchy if you touch them. Like a farmer, God would weed those bad weeds out of the garden and clear the field, clear the garden, so that you have a nice nice patch where you can where you can admire your vegetables. So I start from chapter 3. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shall you dwell in the land and feed surely on his faithfulness, and truly you shall be fed. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he will give you the desires and secret petitions of your heart. Talking about secret petitions of your heart, I think somebody mentioned that sometimes when we say prayers, what we say comes from when it comes from our heart, it's like a secret. It's like secret to you, and it's between you and God. So when you ask God and when you trust, God gives you these things, and God supplies us with our desires. Now, sometimes you don't get your answers pretty much straight away, but in most times I find that when I ask things, and I'm asking through my heart, and I trust God that these things would come and they would arrive. When you look at, when you look, say, at the cows in the field, my neighbor there, he brings them down. He trusts that they would have enough food because he can see the grass is green. And like everything else, we rely on God bringing water and rain to water the grass so it can grow. If we rely on God on everything that we do, we would find ourselves in a way that we will be successful. Everything that we put trust in, if we trust on ourselves, nothing would succeed. If we trust on our own agendas, if I have para agendas, nothing comes to pass, nothing comes to work. But if I trust on God, that God would look after us, God would look after people in Roscrea, God will look after people in Bo, God will look after people in Borisnas or in Nina, Clock Jordan. God will look after his families, and God is strong. God is almighty. If you look at, if you sit beside the sea and listen at the sound of the sea, and if you look at the clouds, look how the sun comes out and in its own time, and look how the cloud can actually close the sun in a big darkness, or even an eclipse. It's the power of God. That is the power of God that is really doing everything in our life. And I say amen to that.